Hey guys, it's Losi from Losi and welcome to All Things Events, where you learn all the tips and tricks on how to be in the events industry. Welcome guys, welcome back to another video. In today's video, I have my favorite guest, Zama from Zeee Celebrations. Hi Zama.
Hey babe, how are you?
How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Are you okay?
I'm good.
Have you rested?
I have.
Are you ready?
I am ready.
For this weekend.
La. That's what we do, I guess.
Alright.
That's what work is
Yeah,
about.
we team no sleep, we soldier on, and this week guys, we are going to
Sun City.
I can't wait. I'm so excited
right?
for the drive. We should actually drive together.
Yeah, we could.
Yeah, I think we should drive together. Let's see what happens, but we should drive together. Anyways guys, before wasting any time, let's just go ahead in today's video. Today's video, I wanted to bring Zama so that we can basically talk about the importance of coordination. Coordination, keyword coordination. Zama, in your words, what is an event coordinator?
So the event coordinator is the person who runs the show on the day, making sure that everything is running on time, people are where they're supposed to be, what needs to happen is happening the way it's supposed to happen. So that's basically what a coordinator does.
Yeah. I'm glad that you basically mentioned that it's a person that runs the show, because as much as it's an event, it's a production, it's a whole show, and someone needs to sort of like press buttons to run it. So exactly what she said, an event coordinator is basically a person that manages everything from the back and forward. From the back and front of the event. Obviously that person that communicates with all the suppliers, the MCs, the band, and basically just sort of like brings the event together, which is so true. And also I want you to just explain the difference between an event coordinator and a planner. Because I feel like a lot of clients or a lot of brides or people that approach planners, they think that a planner is an event coordinator.
So, especially in South Africa, what happens is that a lot of planners double up as event coordinators, although the roles are not the same. So, a planner is the person who plans the event from scratch. So the clients will come and say, okay, this is what I want to do. I want to have a wedding, I want to have an event, I want to do whatever. And when you do that, then the planner will sit and say, okay, what is your budget? We work around your budget, and they find all the suppliers, everything that you need for that specific event based on your budget from scratch.
Yeah.
And then the coordinator is just the person who runs the event on the day. So the planner can be the coordinator, but the coordinator is not necessarily the planner.
True.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, that's very much true.
Okay.
And I think also just to mention that not all planners are... So the reason why I'm actually even asking that is because people approach people that do decor and think that they are planners, and then during the planning of the event they realize that no, this person is just doing decor, or the only thing that they can give me information about is the decor, maybe the tent and the sound and lighting, but anything else in terms of like dressmaking, makeup, hair, cake tasting and food and all of that stuff, they have no idea.
Even the sequence of events as well. So they wouldn't know when you need to pay specific people by. They wouldn't know how long it would take to get a dress. They wouldn't know how long it would take, when you should have the food tasting, when the RSVPs need to be out, when all those things.
Yeah.
Generally, people who do decor are the people who make the place look pretty.
Yes.
That's what they do.
Yes. And those
they
are not...
come, they put the flowers on the table, they put up the tables, the chairs, and whatever. They make the venue look pretty. But they're not always equipped to plan. They don't always know what is needed to plan the full event.
Very much true. Very much true. Because I have met a lot of brides that come to me like last minute, because now the decor lady is sending them to me and they're expecting me to plan their event, which is 88% planned. It's just, those minor things where, they need to, obviously have communication with the venue, because most of the times they will go and approach a venue, but forgetting that the venue won't be available for them until a specific time, and there's certain things and certificates and information that the venue will need from them prior to the event. So I think also the clients or the brides or anyone that's basically planning an event needs to understand that getting a decor person doesn't necessarily mean that you're getting a planner or an event coordinator. You can literally have 3 people just involved in planning, coordinating, and also doing the decor. So I really wanted to mention more of that.
Yeah, so it's quite important to understand the difference between a planner and someone who does decor and a coordinator. Also being aware that there are people who are able to do everything, who can plan, do the decor, and coordinate. However,
and they're good at it.
However, there are also those who are planners but are quite bad at coordinating, or they are planners and they don't know how to do decor at all. Or they do decor, but they would never be able to coordinate. So they come, they set up, and they are gone. So you need to understand that those are different roles. And whenever you approach a planner, firstly, make sure that they really are a planner. They're not just a decor person or a coordinator. And secondly, make sure that if you need the planner to coordinate or you need coordination, mention it to the planner so that they can let you know whether or not they are able to do it. A lot of people go to specific people because they think those people are planners, but they're really not. Or they think people are coordinators, or they're really not. They really just do decor.
Yeah.
And I think it's very hard as a planner to sell yourself, because you aren't doing, for instance, if all you do is plan,
yes,
you're not doing the decor, you're not doing the coordination. So for instance, people go on people's Instagram pages and they see these beautiful pictures and they assume that these people are also planners, whereas it's not always the case. There are planners who do decor, and there are planners who outsource decor, but you just need to be sure that you know what you're doing. And if you're going to start the process without a planner from scratch, say for instance you choose a venue, you choose certain suppliers and whatever, and then halfway through you decide, okay, you need a planner because you realize how much work it actually is. Then you need to make sure that even for instance, the venue that you choose, make sure that venue allows for planners, because there are venues that don't allow planners, there are venues that don't allow external decor people, there are venues that don't allow certain suppliers. Certain suppliers. So you need to understand that when you start this process, you know what you can and cannot do. So if you want to start with a planner from scratch, it makes it easier, because then they can advise you on which venues allow certain things. And so for instance, if you're let's say maybe you're getting married and you want a specific person to do your flowers because you have seen their work and it just looks amazing and it works with the aesthetic that you're going for, then before you choose a venue, get a planner, or contact that specific person and let them know that this is what you're planning to do and this is what you want, so that you understand that you don't get to a point where you've chosen your venue, you've chosen this, and then now that person can't do what you need them to do
because of the restrictions that the venue has.
that the venue has,
and also understand the restrictions of the venue. I mean, most of the times I am brought in events where I'm like, I don't know what you guys want me to do, if it's possible. And, I have to bag clients, I have to bag people from the venue because there's certain information that they want, and understanding our suppliers. And most of these, sound, lighting, and stage guys, they're always busy, they're always out.
Busy.
So for me to call them and be like, I need you to sign this form, I need you to fill in this, I need you to submit your certificate and all of that stuff for the venue because the client decided to choose that venue. Do you get what I mean? You also need to work with people that are flexible.
Yeah.
And most importantly, before you want to, call clients 24/7, you need to secure payments.
You do.
You need to secure payments because it's one thing for you to want me to do all these things, but you haven't paid me 80% of my money. Well, I asked for 100%, but you haven't paid that amount, but yet you already have all these demands. Do you get what I mean? So I think that's some things that you need to consider, especially when you're planning a wedding, because it's a very sensitive thing.
It is, and a lot of people also don't understand the pricing that goes behind the planning, because planning is a lot of work and people don't understand it.
Sure.
And so how I normally explain it to people is, think about what you do at work. When you go into the office, you get paid a monthly salary or you get paid per hour, but you are literally sitting behind your desk doing something. That is exactly what a planner does as well. So if a planner says, this is how much I charge because these are the amount of hours that this wedding is going to require me to work, then you need to also understand that if you are at work getting paid 250 Rand an hour, you can't now expect someone to plan your full wedding over a period of a year or 6 months or whatever it may be, and expect to pay them like 5,000 Rand.
Of course.
It doesn't work that way.
Of course. No, you can't.
It does
I
not
mean,
work that
I wouldn't
way.
plan a wedding for like 5,000
No
Rand.
ways.
There's no way.
It really
There is
doesn't
no
work
way.
that way. You need to understand that this is an actual job. As much as you're getting paid to whatever it is that you're doing, the planners also, as much as it's a business, but they also need to, like, it's the hours that they're working, the runarounds that they need to do, contacting suppliers, and it's not an easy thing.
It's not.
And another thing with which I always advise, the reason why I always advise people to get a planner first before you do anything else is because planners know suppliers.
And they have a relationship.
And they
with
have
suppliers.
relationships with suppliers. And certain suppliers know the standard that certain planners have. So there are certain things that won't happen if you have a planner and the planner chooses the suppliers. And also, because there's relationships, there will be times where you can get better pricing as from a planner than you would get from yourself.
From yourself, that's true.
The level of service will be different because of the relationship. Certain people, and the thing is with planners, we tend to go over and above for our clients. So especially if we know what the client's budget, what the client is working with, if we like, and guys, don't decide to have an event without a budget. Don't, especially unless your budget is unlimited, then by all means, that's a different conversation. But don't just decide, hooray, like, I don't know what my budget is, but this is what I want. And then when people give you prices, then you're like, oh no,
Let's
no,
revise,
actually,
take out this.
I think I only have 20,000. Like, it doesn't, guys, please.
No.
Please.
It's not gonna work like that. And also, Zama, I want us to just elaborate more on the importance of having an event coordinator at big events.
Guys.
Like big events starting from probably like 60 people or 100 people. Because
I
let me
say
tell
50.
you. Oh, 50. Let me
I
tell
say
you
50.
something. Let me tell you something. I've gone to events where it's either I'm asked for obviously my staff where they have to waiter, bartend or whatever, or I'm asked to do setup. Then literally like 2 hours or 3 hours before the event, client are expecting me now to welcome the guests. Client are expecting me, the cake, go and speak to, answer this phone. And I'm just like, at first I used to do it. I don't want to lie. When I came in the industry, I used to do everything. I mean, clients used to use me. I used to be in the kitchen, make sure the catering is fine. Then I'm like, no.
That's a whole job.
There are people that are literally getting paid for doing all these runarounds, and I'm here. As much as yes, I love these people, these are my clients, they are booking me, but at the same time I can't be warming food. I don't even cook. Now next thing I need to work on the stove. I need to know. I honestly can't. And I feel like some people, they are not also honest to their brides. They are not honest to their clients to say, you know what, I will bring in the decor. There are certain suppliers that I work with, like so and so and so and so. They will come in with the management. I have this other one that will come in and just do the coordination so that your event is well planned.
And it's well run. Because I think what people always forget is that the event is about the experience of the guests.
True.
People left their houses to come and support you, and
they traveled.
They could have been doing anything else, but they decided to come and support your event. And for now, people to be uncomfortable and
wandering around,
yes,
in heels,
like,
in couture,
guys, for people to be starving at events because there's no coordination. There was no planner. There's no running order
to actually state that before this time, from matrimonial to 3 hours of standing, this is what needs to happen. People need to have canapes. People need to have something to drink. I don't know how many times I have to
photography cannot be 4 hours.
I have to find people and be like, hey, please open the fridge.
You cannot be taking photos for 4 hours while
true.
Your guests are sitting there waiting, trying to figure out what they're doing with their lives. These people could be anywhere.
That's very true.
So coordination is very important when it comes to that. It's about the experience. So for instance, you'll have the coordinator will make sure that the guests are welcomed when they arrive. They know where to go. They know where to be seated. After the matrimonial, they know where to go for canapes and what's happening. They know when to move into the venue to be seated. Even before that, the bride, because it's your wedding, you don't want to be the one constantly phoning. Is the pastor here yet? Is he on his way? Does he know who he's going to meet up? Because he's not going to meet you. You're going to be doing your makeup. You're going to be wearing your dress. You're going to be taking photos. So you need someone who is going to be contacting the suppliers, making sure that everybody is there and on time. Making sure that people know what they're doing, where they're going. The photographer, when they get there, they need to know where the bridal suite is, where the groom is getting ready, so that they can take the pre-photos. the catering
Everything.
people, if there's a setup that needs to be done, they need to know where they're setting up.
The
They
harvest
need-
tables,
everything.
welcoming drinks.
So that's where the coordinator comes in. That's what they do. They make sure that everybody knows what they're doing, when and at what time. So for instance, if you get a photographer who just loves to take their time, if you have a coordinator, the photographer can be rushed by the coordinator to say, "Hey, listen, it's been an hour
much.
now.
Yes.
We are running on a schedule, and you need to go."
True.
And pushing people, making sure that things are running accordingly, because certain suppliers, if given the time, listen, they will take photos for 5 hours.
Of course. And also just to mention, when a client gets their own suppliers, I think that's where I don't want to say the issue, but that's where sort of like a conflict or the misunderstandings come in, because now you tell me, no, I've got my own chef, no, I've got my own sound people, no, I've got my own. On the day of the event, sound people didn't think of actually having the music outside. They're like, no, I connected the music inside because I only coded for this. When you ask them, okay, can you make a plan? They can't make a plan. And me now as a coordinator, I'm here trying to shout at this guy, but this guy, he's just a club DJ, or he just DJs at a Chisanyama or something. Do you get what I mean?
Listen, babe.
I've
had that experience.
You bring in your own caterer. Next thing, your caterer calls her clients to come and have a food tasting at your wedding. And then now when people are eating before the actual guests that came to your wedding, you call me to ask, Losi, why are people queuing? Why are they eating? And I'm just like, what do you want me to do? Guys, the reason why
you have to take it there.
The reason why Zama is laughing is because we actually did an event outside of Johannesburg, and I think the client actually got her own caterer. So the caterer decided to call her other potential clients to come and taste food that our client's client paid for at the event. But because we were there and we saw what was happening, we were there coordinating, and we're like, no, something is not right here. Why are these people? Pella, these people have been here the whole day. Pella, these people. And you know what we did? We literally went. I remember I went to the chef and I spoke to her and I was like, excuse me, and she was like to me, no, they just want to see. Is it wrong? They just want to, and I'm like, why are they here first?
It's a whole event. It's a whole event.
Why are they inside?
And I think what was sad was even the way they were dressed. Like, everybody was looking amazing when they come through in their jeans.
Get the memo.
They come through in their jeans, guys.
Do you get what I mean? And also that's how you will spot a person who, is not necessarily supposed to be at that event, about the dress code. Because I think also our clients, our elite clients, understand when they are inviting their guests, this is the dress code. So if you come wearing a white dress and everyone is wearing Hart, Johan, Hosea, then you're like, no, something is not right here. This person is not supposed to be here. Bella, you don't even have a table. You are not even on the seating plan.
Because literally they came from outside. They literally walked in the door, past the DJ, and straight in. And I was just like, wow.
Yeah, so that's actually what happened.
This is amazing.
Yeah, and also, last thing that I want to mention is that why is it not advisable for clients to bring in their own suppliers, or to bring in suppliers that are family members at events?
I don't think it's actually an issue to bring in suppliers that are family members per se, if this is an experienced supplier.
Okay.
So for instance, if you are a coordinator and you are my sister and I'm having
An event. Okay.
I would have you coordinate because that's what you do.
Okay.
For a living.
Okay.
But just because umalume une camera, guys, yo.
And you say, no, don't worry about photography.
Guys, just because umalume une camera does not mean umalume knows what he is doing.
Yes.
He's not a wedding photographer. And I say this all the time. Wedding photographers know what to focus on. And if you're now going to bring in somebody because they've got a camera or you've seen them take pictures of cats and dogs and a mountain somewhere and the mountains look pretty, does not mean they know what they're doing when it comes to a wedding.
True.
I've been at a wedding where a photographer, because he had a camera and you know what, they thought he takes nice pictures. He literally forgot to take photos of the bride and groom, like the groom putting on the bride's ring, because he was busy taking photos of the people sitting down there in the ceremony. And now that photo's gone.
It's gone.
Like that moment
and
is
that
gone.
Moment. And that is
that
forever.
moment is gone.
And
I've been at a wedding where the pastor had to say, "Will you kiss the bride again?" because the photographer forgot to capture the first kiss. So guys, you need to be very, very careful with that. And specifically, if we're going to talk about the topic, which is coordination, getting your cousin to come and coordinate the wedding, guys, it's not always a good idea.
And next thing, they want to be part of the wedding. They want to be part of guests now.
They forgot. Let's leave that one alone. They're always like, if especially when it comes to family. If I come in and I don't know any of your family members, nobody is going to be telling me Uguti I'm being rude when I tell them Uguti not yet. The bride and groom haven't taken their first look yet, so you can't go in there. But when as a cousin and you come now and umalume is like hemshan nyangena, you are not going to say ha amalume ungangeni. Are you to yamsaba? There are certain family members that you know Uguti. There are people who are scared of them. So no matter who it is, if it's a family member, they know nobody's going to stand up against that person and say, no, malume, they're just going to let them go because malume sonke siyazi ukuthi.
That's true.
Unjani. So you need to be very careful. It's good to have people that nobody knows because then people won't take advantage.
Yes.
Like when it comes to seating, there are those family members who are just going to be like, listen, I am important, so I need to be sitting here. Even though there's a seating plan. Even though there's a seating plan, Tina, as service providers, we don't know ukuthi auntie loya nalo auntie loya abakhulumisana.
Yes. And mentioning a seating plan, I also want to mention that we don't create the seating plan. We don't choose who must sit on table 1 or table 4, table 7. It's actually the bride and the groom or the people that actually hired us to work at that event. What we will do, we will send all the guest list, or we will send all the people that have RSVP'd. So if I'm telling you, no, you're sitting on table 20, I didn't decide that you must sit on table 20.
I don't know.
It's
you
your
like
friend that invited you. It's not me.
I don't know you like that for me to choose to which table you must sit at.
And also just guests respecting us and respecting our jobs, because I feel like sometimes they just see us at events and they're like, no, Sissy, I'm the bride, I'm the family.
Do you know who I am? That question,
favorite question. Do you know who I am?
Do you know who I am? I was there at some uncle once told me, I was there at the lobola negotiations. You can't tell me nothing. And I was like, I'm sorry, malume, but
this is the procedure.
This is the procedure. You can't tell me that. We want to go sit inside. The bride and groom need to come in, take their first look for pictures first. So you need to wait. And that's the thing. If you are family members, you are going to succumb to that.
True.
Because you know who's who. Tina, we don't know who's who. That's why they ask us, do you know who I am?
And I think also the reason why they even call us at these events is because, guys, people are spending so much money.
They are.
People are spending over 500, 400,000 rand for that one special day. So they want us to come in and make sure everything is running accordingly, because you don't want to have to spend 500,000 rand and people are just like grabbing at the buffet area, they're just eating, there's no coordination, there's no management, there are no waiters. There's bottles everywhere,
and all those people who are not invited are also just now
they're
walking
just entering
in.
Do you get what I
They're
mean?
sitting on people's seats.
So you actually need to respect the people that are inviting you at events. You need to honor the invites and actually come in and attend the event, because guys, people are paying so much money. I feel like it's a disrespect, and I also know it for myself. If I have invited you to a place, to a baby shower, to a birthday party, and you don't come while you said you're going to come, you're disrespecting me, because I've spent money for catering, for decor, to make sure that you are accommodated at that event. And next thing, you don't show up.
I think people don't understand, Guti, like the standard at the moment, like certain venues charge like 1,200, 1,500 per head.
Per head.
So when you're not coming, is a 1,500 rand lost by the bride and groom for you not pitching. That's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money, guys. Yeah, that is it for today. I think we'll have to come back for another session, because you know what, we have a lot to say, because
we do.
We've been working together for how long? Since 2019, I think. Yeah, since 2019. And every time it's new events, it's different events, it's new experiences, new clients, new environments, different places, and also
new provinces.
Hopefully new countries soon. and we up for it. We here for it. We want to, you know, meet these people that are our clients and potential clients. We want to service you guys. We also want to learn from you guys, especially with the culture. Do you get what I mean? I would love to do an event where it's maybe Indians. I've never done an Indian wedding.
I have.
Is it?
It's a 4-day event.
What?
It's a whole spectacle. It's a whole spectacle.
I've never done it.
4 whole
I've done
days.
like Jews. I've done white.
I haven't done Jews.
Jumping the broom.
I haven't done
and
Jews.
And the whole chair thingy, like where the groom sits on the chair and you have to like bounce the chair and stuff. Yeah, it's a whole experience. So guys, yeah, that is it for today. Please let us know what more content you expect from us. I will be inviting Zama more often so that we can have more of these conversations.
Oh yes.
And yeah,
and don't forget to like, subscribe,
and comment share
and everything, guys. Come on.
Thank you so much. I will see you on our next upload. Mwah!